Check, check the vibe the checks.
What's the vibe like?
What's Gucci Mob coming to you live?
What's up, man? Live from LA? La.
I'm in the 323-310. I don't know what the area code is here, actually.
You don't?
818 is the Valley. I think I'm in the 310.
You should probably get to know that. You know, you got to know that stuff.
323 is definitely a lot of LA. I don't know. 513 still the best area code I've ever.
1/3, yeah, for sure, 100%.
The 5-1 Trey. A lot of 1-3s. There's two 1-3.
Regulate, yeah.
Is good. That's I believe LA as well.
Compton, I would imagine, with those guys claiming
Sure.
213 regulate.
I'll tell you what, I live close to Crenshaw. Is right. So when I tell people where I live, it's like Wilshire and Crenshaw, but it's like the end of Crenshaw. I'll tell you what, if you take a right on Crenshaw, it gets a little hairy.
Then you're on Crenshaw. Yeah.
You are.
Then you're actually on Crenshaw.
I'm like, what's going on down Crenshaw? And then you realize it's a lot of stuff.
I didn't need to know. Yeah, I'd rather hear the story.
The rolling 60s, as Nipsey Hussle used to reference, is just down the street from me.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
La La Land.
Yeah.
A lot of history there.
Yeah. And if the economy continues to downturn, I'm close to the thick of where things might go a little sideways.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, I've been chilling. We're getting good weather here. We had a little heat wave, actually.
We're in the middle of a heat wave. It's been 100 for the past few days. It's gonna be 105 on Thursday.
Really?
Do not want that. It's not fun.
That's funny. That's actually not funny. That's not cool at all.
No, well, it's gonna come back down into the 90s by next week, I think. But it's May. It could just stay there, and then all of a sudden it's summertime.
It's tough out there. I'm thinking about hitting the beaches. The LA County beaches are all closed still. But
I saw people are out in the streets. Yeah, at Huntington Beach, I saw some photos.
Yeah, people are chilling in like Newport Beach, and then up north, the Ventura beaches. So might have to just get some rays, dude. Work on this tan, bro.
Do you have an option? Does your backyard have a tanning option?
It's pretty shady. No. I mean, probably for an hour or two during the day. It's like hitting it at noon or something. We got good coverage, which is actually kind of nice.
Yes.
But also
during a quarantine, yeah.
Need these rays.
You want the coverage when it's not a quarantine, when you have the option to go get some.
I was looking out there today. There's some squirrels just trying to get a nut, dude. This dude's huevos are plumped up. He was stopping because I heard some screeching. And I was like, what's going on out there? And this dude's trying to hook up with this squirrel.
Is that like a mating call thing?
I guess
I've never. Female squirrel, a squirrelette?
Again, these are all. I'm just trying to figure out what maybe a female squirrel might be. But
girl squirrel.
I'll tell you what, you don't see. I watch a lot of animal documentaries, as you know, and you never see squirrels courting squirrels. So I think I saw it today. And it was pretty. It would not make for good TV. It's very
aggressive and screaming and
screeches that I don't think are comfortable to anybody. And then, but yeah, this squirrel was trying to get a couple of nuts.
Like that. Looked like that bulldog in Van Wilder.
Yeah, he was trying to exactly. And this female squirrel was kind of just like, "What's up, dude? I'm chilling. I'm just trying to eat." And
yeah, it's kind of like real. It's like our world. And we're like, "What's up?" They're like, "Listen, I'm seeing somebody. I'm just talking to a friend right now." Yeah, it
was tough.
Not interested.
So everybody's having a tough quarantine, even the animal community. But
that's good entertainment. I just got just ordered some bikes last week, and the bikes came today.
2 bicycles.
2 bicycles. Me and my roommate Mike got some bikes. We got something to do now. We have some content. We're gonna have to put together a bike.
Oh, you have to put the bike together.
100%.
What type of bike did you get? A mount? What'd you say you tried to do?
It's like a hybrid. Yeah, so like a road bike, but the tires are built for more like it can go on trails and stuff like that. So you got options, but it's not an actual. I didn't need a mountain bike. I'm not going. You know what I mean? I'm not kidding myself.
No.
But it's gonna be good. I'm excited to put it together. Get on the road and just sweat. It's 105 degrees.
Well, 127 hours type stuff. You don't need to do that.
No, did he bike out there? Or he walked out there?
He biked for a little bit. I know there was part of that movie he was biking for sure, but ended up pretty tough for him.
Yeah, no, I don't need to. I know myself. I don't need it. I don't need all that. But I wouldn't mind getting on a trail, a little bit.
No, yeah, you got some good options around you. So here we are, end of April. This past weekend was the first time we had any like live sporting event, even though it wasn't really a sporting event, but the
draft.
NFL draft came and went, and us as Bengals fans,
big day.
That was pretty neat weekend to watch. I don't know. I feel like it's like it was a transformational weekend within this team that we love. Like it's a completely different.
Well, yeah, we'll see about him. Very excited. We took Joe Burrow #1 overall. Seems to be the type of guy that can change your franchise for sure. So super excited. Haven't been this excited about a draft pick in a long time.
It's just weird. I'm very. It's kind of, I don't know, sometimes it's tough to admit, but I do love sports. We both love our Cincinnati teams, and this was a huge. It's just weird when you get like a #1 overall pick. We've unfortunately had it multiple times as Bengals fans.
Yeah.
We've had who we had? We had Dan Wilkinson was #1, wasn't he?
Big Daddy. Was that? I think so. I know. What's his name? Achilles Smith.
Kajana Carter was #1 overall. Well, now I'm talking like #1 overall though. We've had it like 4 times.
Wasn't Achilles Smith and #1 overall?
#3 overall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything with that Achilles heel. But
also getting my roommate is sponsored by something called G Fuel. So this could be. I could be like tweaking out. This could be like 4 loco stuff.
You're G'd up from the feet up.
It's extreme
Let's go.
Focus, performance energy. I don't know what it's like for gamers. Yeah. It's like caffeine for gamers.
Cocaine in a can.
300 milligrams of caffeine. I know that's a lot.
Damn.
Just crushing this stuff. But sorry, yeah. But we've had some number.
You got to be bad to get good. And we've been bad. We've been trying hard at being bad. So. But yeah, we got that. I mean, if there's ever a year to be the #1 pick, this is the year for sure. Joe Burrow seems like the real deal.
It's just interesting. I just think there are weird relationships that are built as sports fans, and like a quarterback of a franchise is like a weirdly intimate relationship. You defend them in like public spaces, like. I've had like vehement arguments with people about like Andy Dalton and like with strangers and being like, dude, you don't know like what he's been through and stuff. And like Carson Palmer was a dude that like I had his back for so many years. Like you don't really. It is.
You didn't have yours.
And right, as sports fans, it's never like a two-way street. Obviously, that's why they call.
It's like I've been staunchly in your corner for years. When will you be in mine?
But that's why I guess like. It's kind of the next like 10 years of my life are like attached to this 23-year-old kid from Athens, Ohio. You know what I mean? It's as true as it could be. I'm not going to not be a Bengals fan in 10 years unless they move or something. But even then, I think I might still roll with them just based on my love for Tigers. But it's just like a big transformational thing. Like. Now I'll be defending this kid. And I love that it's this is more exciting for me than most of them because we had like Carson Palmer. We've drafted a #1 overall Heisman winner before, but Carson was like this Southern California dude. The energy wasn't there. He wasn't a leader of men. He
didn't really love Cincinnati. I don't think so. Coming from LA, it'd be tough to fall in love with.
He was weak, soft. Minded or weak mind. I don't know if weak minded is fair, but like kind of a soft dude when it came down to it. Is like his wife decided that she didn't love Cincinnati, therefore he didn't love Cincinnati.
Well, we gave him some reasons for sure to not like throwing trash in his yard. It's
Hey,
not the most welcoming.
but also don't shit the bed so much. When did we throw trash in his yard though? Wasn't it after he like?
No, I know what you mean. It does. I know what you mean. But I don't know if he was soft, but he just couldn't get it done. He had his chance and really shitty circumstances with the injury in the playoff game. And then when he had chances down the line, he just couldn't get it done.
It's just like I feel like this is the dude that we've been kind of waiting for. We've had these 3 different quarterbacks over the past 17 years. We had Carson Palmer, USC. You typically doesn't produce good quarterbacks, which is weird because they have a lot of
Pac-10 thing, yeah.
A Pac-10 has produced.
I knew I could get you going. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's not accurate though. Pac-10 does produce good quarterbacks.
No.
Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck, all those guys.
I understand. No, I know.
But USC typically doesn't. They don't translate for some reason to good
Matt
quarterbacks.
Leinart. Yeah,
Matt Leinart, John David Booty, who could forget?
JDB,
Matt Barkley, all those guys. They just never really translate. So we had this guy, the first guy, Carson Palmer. It didn't end up working out, even though he had some great years. And then Dalton was a Texas boy. It's like, all right, that's closer to what we want. Texas dude, TCU, I can respect that. Redhead was tough to defend.
Carson was kind of a redhead too.
Kind of, but you could brush that aside.
Yeah.
Dalton was like flaming.
Yeah, shock of red hair. Yeah.
It was like
Conan O'Brien playing for the Bengals. Yeah.
He was the like you always had to defend these lame pregame speeches like, all right guys, let's go. Just work hard.
Compete. He would say compete. Like, Jesus Christ.
Let's have fun out there. And everybody would be like, all right, dude, come on, bro. So
have fun. How about we win the game? That sounds like fun.
And he had such bad luck. He had a couple of years where like you do feel bad for him because he wasn't as bad as people perceive him to be.
Right.
That's why I defended him a lot. I think a lot of Cincinnati fans talk shit about him, but it's like some of that wasn't his fault. It's a team game, and he put us in positions to win a lot of times. But this kid just seems like it's like he's first of all from Ohio.
Yes, it's a good start.
Southern Ohio.
He gets it.
Rural Ohio.
You are so excited.
Aren't you? I mean,
I am. I know.
Well, I don't know. I'm not. I'm just trying to express how I feel, but I'm fucking jacked up about this. So I don't think I've never had like such optimism about a pick. I don't think.
I don't know.
As a Bengals fan,
you were pretty excited about Jordan Shipley. You were very excited about Jordan Shipley.
About Jordan Shipley, but that was like a 3rd-round pick.
I know. It's funny. Man, I do remember. You got the jersey
Shipley,
right away.
Well, he had knee injuries that fucked him up, dude. Jordan Shipley was a badass, and then he just had the knee shit. But he always had the knee shit, like 2 surgeries.
No, I'm 100%. I'm very excited to have him on the team. He's a Tiger. I like that. Played for a team that was a Tiger. That's a good start. First 2 picks, both Tigers. I like, you know what I'm saying? We should draft all Tigers. Mizzou didn't get a draft pick, but we can get Tigers, trade for a Tiger down the line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm jacked up. Absolutely. I'm just hoping it works out. But, I mean, if you want to tie your wagons to a guy, this guy seems like the dude to do it. Confident, swagger.
Dude, he looks like
leader of men. Yeah,
he just seems like the dude. I don't know. I feel like I just am very excited about what's going to happen, and I'm excited that we didn't have to go. If Tua never got injured, we would have had to draft Tua, and I like Tua, but like I don't know if I like a dude that's that every press conference is about Jesus Christ and stuff. It's like, come on.
We know how you feel. Yeah,
your eye pain is crosses. Like
you don't like that.
I'm a big JC guy. Like, I think he did some great things during his 33 years.
You just don't want it involved in your football?
Yeah. There's a whole book about him to read about. Don't talk about him after the game. And then the second round, I will also go on record. I've never been this excited about a draft pick than Joe Burrow. I'm pumped up. I'm just excited. And then T. Higgins, though, also.
Stud. And he said he was a Bengals fan, grew up a Bengals fan. And I felt old because I was like, well, how old is this? He's like 22. He's like 10 years ago. He was like 12 and fell in love with the Bengals. He really did grow up a Bengals fan.
But he likes
AJ Green.
AJ Green, yeah, Adriel Jeremiah, who I think both of us really like.
Huge fan. Might be one of my favorite. I think he's up there. Favorite Bengal ever.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would say I'm a big Vontez guy, obviously, and then, but that's just ASU allegiances. And then yeah, AJ's up there.
Oh, for sure. TD Higgins seems to be the real deal, and he was like kind of like AJ when he came in to Clemson, skinny but could go up and get anything. Really put some weight on. He looks like a complete stud.
I'm excited about that. I just like stories like, yeah, I'm a Bengals fan and I love AJ Green. It's
well,
like,
you don't hear it a lot, yeah. So it's nice to hear.
Come on, dude. I get it. I get this guy. And then so I'm excited about that. And it's just it's fun. It's fun to have something, I guess. It's probably the fact that there's nothing else to like be excited about.
No, it was fun. That was a fun Thursday. It was like, all right, we got the draft today. It felt like a kind of I've never been a draft guy, and watching the draft concreted my feelings that I'm not a draft guy. But
we just don't know
exciting.
A lot of these kids too. You're like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't even know. Who
I used to know the whole first round. Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, not a draft guy. But that was exciting. It was nice to have something you didn't know what was going to happen. It was, didn't know where this was going to go. Something to fucking talk about.
Yeah, it was great. I'm excited about it. And hopefully we get to watch live sports eventually. They're saying that baseball and basketball are talking about June.
Late June, I saw that, yeah.
Early June for basketball, I think, and then late June for baseball, that's exciting.
It is exciting. I don't know. I just don't know if it's going to actually happen. I'm trying to weigh my excitement a little. I don't want to get too excited because who knows if that's actually going to happen.
I don't know. Well, you have to come back eventually, don't we? That's what's also.
I don't know.
Like,
yeah.
You're like, what is this? Is this life now? Like nobody has jobs and like, it's crazy. It's weird that sports is like the litmus test too. Like the NBA decided when this started, and then the NBA kind of is this thing that people are looking at to be like, when are we going to be back to normal?
Yeah, for sure. That was that day. Tom Hanks, what's his name? Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert. It's weird stuff.
Speaking of the NBA, have you watched Jordan's documentary Sunday? Did you watch episodes 3 and 4?
I'm up to yeah. I've got nothing else going on. Sundays are just dedicated to that now.
Yeah, it's something to look forward to for sure. But it's really good. These episode 3 and 4, I really enjoyed it. Fuck the Pistons, right?
We had both just watched the Rodman documentary. It's that was a little redundant, but Rodman's very interesting. You could have dove deeper on some of the stuff with him, and then they kind of skimmed over Phil Jackson a little bit. Because I just read, we talked about like I was doing the audiobook on Playing for Keeps. I just finished that this past week, and there's a whole like chapter on Phil Jackson that was really interesting, and they kind of
seems like a super interesting dude. Yeah,
very.
Just from what they talked about in the doc,
and I think they went more Rodman than Phil, but that also makes sense because that's more people are interested in Dennis Rodman.
Right, and also if we didn't know. I mean, we grew up with it, so our age group, like, remembers that going on. But if you're younger watching this, to really break down Rodman would be maybe more interesting to them. But we know the story, so it's a little bit like, okay, yeah, I get it. Rodman's nuts.
I know, yeah. Rodman
likes to party.
Yeah, he loves it. He likes Pearl Jam.
Love Pearl Jam. Love that about him. Carmen Electra. Wow.
Good friends with Eddie Vedder. Yeah, Carmen Electra. Shout out to Princeton High School.
GMC, dude.
That was right. I mean, we grew up right. Fields Erdel, a couple left turns. You were right there in Princeton. I mean, she was right there. I remember thinking about that when we lived in Wellington Place. It's like she lived where Bobby Artis
down the road. Yeah, for sure.
What?
Could have seen her on the bus.
That's so funny.
You know who gave her that name? Who gave her name?
Oh, hold on. Wasn't it Carmen Electra? Was it? I don't know. I've heard this before. Who?
Prince gave her a name.
Prince
discovered her.
Yes. That's great.
An eye for talent.
What a body.
What a body of work for sure. Dennis Rodman and Prince too.
What was Carmen Electra? Was she Baywatch? Wasn't she Baywatch?
I don't
Or
know.
just Play? I remember Playboy.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember.
I
I think she
think
was just hot.
she had to be in something though. But yeah, she
Singled out after Jenny McCarthy. I don't know.
was she.
But I really can't remember. I don't know.
Um, great career. Hopefully she's doing okay. She looked like she's doing
She
fine.
looks like she's doing
She's
just fine.
definitely still doing sit-ups.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been nice. The Jordan stuff. Yeah, it's been nice to like. It is interesting. The that he's always talked about, and everybody always knows about him. He's always like omnipresent in the world of sports and like Michael Jordan and stuff like that. But watching it again, you're like, there is still like an underappreciation probably for Michael. Like,
Oh, good.
there's
Insane.
like, it's like this career that's like so perfect. Like it's like a
Yeah.
story. There's like these low points and these build-ups, and then he leaves the game, and then there's like this other build-up to
Yeah,
when.
it felt like out of a movie. Growing up in the '90s, but it was regular, or it was not. It was new to us, but still normal. Like this dude just lives in our world. Michael Jordan, walking and breathing. It was just undefeated, dude. The guy was the coolest ever, and just the way he does everything, he makes everything. Like, who didn't want to have their tongue out dunking?
Right. Yeah.
When you saw him do that, you're like, that's the coolest thing ever.
You know why he did that?
I don't.
His,
Prince.
his old man used to fix cars, and when he was growing up, his dad, when he was working, would always have his tongue out when he was doing things, and so he was like fixing the car, like had his tongue out, like, and so he was literally just duplicating things that his
It's in the blood.
yeah, and so he did that, and then it just kind of stuck.
That's crazy. Didn't know that.
Yeah, and then but it's good watching that. How about the migraine game was covered with Scottie Pippen?
Tough. Have you ever had a migraine though?
I have not.
It's not. It's not.
Our sister has them a lot.
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I'd have them, but not like before Game 7 against the or
Yeah.
against who was it? The Pistons. Yeah.
You hear it sometimes. I've
it's
never
insane.
had.
It's super.
You can't see.
I wouldn't say I couldn't see. I also wasn't playing basketball. I was like
Game
laying.
7.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It wasn't different circumstances. I was laying in bed in pain, but it was definitely. It was not fun. Awful.
Yeah, no, I know Megan, our sister's had migraines before, and she doesn't sound good.
No, and I mean, yes, I don't think Scotty's making it up. You know what I mean? That would suck.
Excedrin. I just remember migraines from Simon in Die Hard with a Vengeance used to have migraines. It was,
Yeah.
that's why he. That's why.
Reference point.
That's why he had the Advil always, and then
Simon Says.
And then he threw it to John McClane at the end, and then John McClane got out of the bomb and realized that he was going to. He connected the dots on that. Not to spoil the film, but it's. Great. By the way, watch that again. I think I would.
That's amazing. You went from Game 7 migraine to the plot of Die Hard with the
Jeremy
Vengeance.
Irons suffered from migraines, but yeah, that the Pippen thing. I think Jordan's still pissed about that because it's like if they would have won that game, they could have been in the.
It could have been 7.
Yeah. Who they lose? Who was that they lost to?
The Pistons.
Pistons. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for sure. Yeah, one thing you definitely take away from it is Jordan has not forgot anything. Anybody who did him wrong or any situation that went south, he has not forgotten 1 second. I love when they brought up even before they show him what Isaiah said about walking off in Game 7. He's like, yeah, well, whatever he says is bullshit.
Yeah,
Perfect.
he was very aware of all the levels of his career too, which is a cool thing to see. Like he was aware of what those moments were in each moment. Like,
oh yeah,
very mature of him to like the way he talked after losing to the Pistons. You're like, wow, like this is a dude that a lot of people say is like arrogant and like kind of a ultra.
He can be those things too, but he was also the ultimate gentleman.
And the impact on Dean Smith, that Dean Smith had on him in the UNC years carried over to his career very well. That's very like a telling thing. Those UNC years, without him choosing UNC, you wonder what type of a pro athlete he would have been. He probably still would have been great, but his perspective on like teamwork and like
sportsmanship, all that.
Yeah, and like his coachability was one thing that was always a common theme, and a lot of like even Doug Collins loved him because he was coachable, and then Phil Jackson was able to give him the triangle offense and it is a crazy thing to have somebody that height of the height of all athletes ever is still able to understand a team sport. He needs
that we need to play as a team.
It's crazy.
MJ's the coolest, man. Yeah, for sure. It's always in control of almost every situation.
There's a lot of other people's careers that you could probably make into 10-part documentaries, but they wouldn't. Like LeBron's will probably be made into this thing. And LeBron's career will be very interesting because he was hyped since he was ninth grade or 8th grade or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And then lived up to it. Like that's a crazy
different arc, yeah.
Crazy thing, but like the lows were almost him creating his own lows. Like the lowest point was his own doing, right? Like right. And MJ's lows were, he left the game and that was his choice, but like that was also his father died and all that stuff. Like
a lot of stuff going on.
So
different cats, yeah. It's not I think Jordan's by far the best, and LeBron is absolutely incredible, but MJ's number one.
Well, the comparison's always so silly. It's like they're just completely different things. It's just crazy to watch it unfold again, and it's cool to see it now with the perspective that we have on Michael Jordan, and then rehashing it, and you're like, man, this dude was the dude.
Oh yeah.
So it's been cool to watch that. And then
some content for sure.
Yeah, just something. And how about ESPN having people watch commercials again?
It is annoying. It's not that bad though. I'll take it.
Well, yeah.
I got the time now.
Well, during a commercial, you're just hitting Instagram or watching something on your phone for 5 minutes.
Or even during. Now you got to go put the phone away when you really want to watch something. Go charge it up.
Oh, I'm watching I was watching this show, The Plot Against America, which you might like. It was on HBO. You'd probably like it. It's a good revisionist history on if FDR didn't win the election in I guess it would have been 1938 or 1940. And Charles Lindbergh won.
Oh, Chucky boy. He was fun.
What? You just paused. John is frozen right now. We'll come back to him. I want to hear his Charles Lindbergh take. Chucky boy. But yeah, Lindbergh was he had some good video with Hitler. Oh, there he is. There we go. What's your Chucky Lindbergh take?
Very fond of Hitler.
Yeah, there you go. He was a big Hitler guy.
He made the flight, but he had some
early Hitler guy.
Yeah. He bought in early on Amazon.
Early Hitler stock guy, and it's based on a book by Philip Roth. But I say that to say, so I was watching that. It's like 6 parts, and it's David Simon, who The Wire and a bunch of other things. But like every scene is like, so I'm like bullshitting on my phone, and you'll miss like 3 minutes, and you're like, I missed something. I'm like rewinding just to make sure I didn't miss dialogue.
Got to pay attention.
Yeah, you got to like focus in. So it's tough watching things with detail these days,
Yeah, because you're constantly distracted.
Constantly.
And I'm constantly distracted anyways. So
yeah.
I mean, either way, if I really actually want to watch it, I have to go put my phone in another room, or I'll just get distracted. I'm easily distracted, like those squirrels in your backyard.
Yeah, 100%. It's tough.
Oh, yeah.
But I was, other than the MJ thing, I was watching that. The Plot Against America was good. I just did that. It's only 6 episodes and easily digestible. John Turturro. Why not?
Love Turturro. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give that a shot. Is it slow? It sounds like it might be a little slow.
It is methodical.
Slow.
Yeah, it's definitely not like a lot of action. Yeah, but it's just one of those. It's like a timely perspective on the 1940s, if that makes sense. It's
No, totally makes sense. Yeah.
so it's a
Sounds a little slow though.
oh yeah, 100%. There's not a lot of war stuff going on. It's a yeah, it's pretty. I guess yeah, it'd be categorized as slow. Um, it's not Mission Impossible 6.
Okay.
Have you been watching any fast-paced stuff? What are you watching?
Um,
You're coming to
doing
me. You're watching Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul, yeah,
That's
methodical for sure. That was just fun to watch you try and get to slow. Um, Better Call Saul, definitely slow, but very good. We're in the last season. I think we got like 5 episodes left. You got to buy the new season though. It's not on Netflix.
season 5.
Yeah.
Isn't it on FX though?
Only the last. So only the last 4 episodes are available on FX. So we have to buy like the first 6. Good stuff. What did I just watch? I just watched Breakdown. Kurt Russell.
In the truck.
Yeah, just watched. That was fast.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Forgot about that one. That's
That was good. Well, who's the guy? The bad guy was JT.
Yeah, he was a bad guy in a lot of shit.
Yeah,
I forget his name, but
Dad went and saw that. I think
you
were with us too.
For sure. Made me. I remember thinking it wanted to go.
I was thinking about seeing that in theaters, like
and being pumped about it, dude. Yeah, and and so many bad decisions made in that. And a lot. It's hard to when you're tying together. Like, no way, man. They couldn't get away with her. Like they trick him into letting her go in the truck by herself ahead.
Watch it again, but yeah.
Oh, it's well. You're like, no one would. They'd just be like, no, we're gonna stay here. I don't even know. She's like one of those like 90s. Yeah, she's in a few. She looks familiar, but I have no idea who it is.
Christy Swanson lookalike.
Yeah, and Russ, everybody's just dressed in super 90s gear. It's very, very 90s movie.
Breakdown. I've been doing 90s movies too.
Break that down.
Breakdown's mid to late 90s. What was that, 96, 97?
Something like that, yeah, right in the middle. And it does not age as well. The back half of it is a little tough, but the idea of it is a good movie.
90s movies can be pretty hit and miss in how they age, for sure. I just watched 2 90s movies back to back last night.
What'd you watch?
I did The King of New York straight into New Jack City.
Jesus. Same film.
A little bit. One is much more New Jack City is much more like
I've only seen New Jack City. I actually haven't seen King of New York.
Yeah, New Jack City is much more not Hollywood, but kind of like almost fun. A little bit more fun, or like it. I don't know. I'm trying to. Well, I guess in comparison, King of New York is like gritty, like darker, grimy movie.
New Jack City's a little more hip hop.
Definitely a little bit more. Well, no, the King of New York is super hip hop.
New Jack Swing.
They're interesting. You know what it is? It's like they're spawned from the same thing, but King of New York, I guess I'd never had gone and watched it. I've now watched it twice during the quarantine. And because you always hear King of New York is like referenced so much in hip hop with I think Tupac has mentioned it, and I know Biggie used to say he's the Black Frank White. And it's like early Larry Fishburne, mid-career Christopher Walken, but it's like revival Christopher Walken, because I think after this the 90s were good to him after this. He did this, and then obviously like True Romance and Pulp Fiction and some good 90s stuff for Christopher Walken. But this cast in King of New York is crazy. Steve Buscemi's in it, Giancarlo Esposito from Better Call Saul and the Breaking Bad, and then who else is in there? David Caruso, Wesley Snipes.
That's 90s right there.
Nutty cast, and they're all like Caruso had already kind of established himself, but but Wesley Snipes is like just coming on. Like after this movie, he went on like a 4-year tear.
Passenger 57. Let's get serious, dude.
leading all the way to Passenger 57 and Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. Drop Zone. Get
Drop,
real.
Drop Zone was the back end of that. Yeah, he had,
Love Snipes.
it is crazy. That 90s, early 90s was that. Think about the late 80s into the early 90s. You've got these guys coming into Hollywood like Fishburne, Wesley Snipes. Who else would be in that? Well, Denzel, and then
Ricochet. Watched that the other day. That's on Amazon Prime.
And Samuel L. Jackson.
Nugget for you.
Ricochet has not aged well, but crazy movie though. John Lithgow.
Oh yeah.
Was nuts in that movie.
Oh yeah, great bad guy.
But yeah, King of New York is great. It's really a dark. Did you ever watch The Bad Lieutenant?
No.
Harvey Keitel. So they just remade it with Nick Cage a few years back, and I watched that. It's a very dark film. But this dude that directed it, Abel Ferrara, is the King of New York guy. It's just gritty shit, dude.
Hell yeah! I'll give it a run.
Tits, blood, reckless gunfire. It's 100 minutes of just pure fucking let's go, dude.
All right.
90s though. 90s films are just very funny to watch sometimes.
Oh yeah, they have all the one-liners and the romantic comedies were ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just she drops a note on the ground. It's so cliche. I just saw She's Out of My League, and that's on the cusp of
what is that one?
That's the one where he's like a TSA guy and she's this super hot.
Oh, with TJ Miller was in the
yes
cover band.
Yes.
That is
Adult Education is the name of the band. Amazing. But it was interesting to watch it because I think that's 2006 or 2007.
Is it? Okay.
Mid 2000s, either way. It's kind of in that same, they're still doing the easy story of they're going to get together. The guy, you know what I mean? It's just it's kind of annoying actually to watch because it's just going to end up together.
I love the girl.
They don't make them like that anymore though, in a good way or a bad way. They just don't make movies like that anymore. It's funny to watch.
I don't know why that hasn't romantic comedies now are just not as good. I don't know. They're
not that I'm looking for it. It was just funny to watch it.
I used to watch them though a lot.
They were funny. Yeah, it's a easy laugh, but they don't make them like that anymore.
No.
Serendipity, that ain't coming out.
Yeah, and it is a weird thing because it's now all these romantic comedies they always have to be almost, there's forced racial connotations in it too. It's always got to be there's one I'm living out in LA now. There's one with Kumail and Issa Rae, and it's almost I get that that's probably a good romantic comedy, but it's also it has to be an Indian dude and a black chick. Mm-hmm. And not to say that it would be a different movie with just I don't know, plain looking white people. You just can't cast it like that anymore. But then the storyline also has to do with the racial stuff too. It's always about that more than just give me some fucking dick jokes. Just give me some stupid ass ridiculous jokes is all I want. I don't need all the other stuff with it.
With the best friend giving you bad advice and the girlfriend, it's just I guess it's what we grew up with, so that's why it's more
those movies have not aged well with PC culture though. I mean, it's so we brought up Hangover 1 recently, and in the trailer,
I think paging doctor,
yeah. In the trailer, they say the F word slur. That's the gay slur, and
it's cringeworthy. Yeah, when you hear, it, you're like, oh God,
Bradley Cooper, peak Bradley Cooper. But
on record.
Yeah, so it's been interesting. But yeah, I'm crushing through 90s movies. Wesley Snipes stuff has been great. New Jack City was pretty hilarious to watch. It was cool. And then what else have I been doing? Not too much. Chilling, doing a lot of long walks.
Yeah, nothing's going on. That's the thing. Mom called the other day. What are you doing? What do you mean? What am I doing?
I'm doing anything.
No one's doing anything. What are you doing? She's like, nothing. It's that's what I'm saying. Just got the bike today. That'll be
big.
good thing to try and put together, and then have to change the perspective a little bit. It'll be fun.
I've been doing Xbox. I've been playing Rocket League. You ever
What's
heard of
that? No.
It's like I don't even know what I'm doing in there. I'm in a car and there's a soccer ball.
Wow.
And I'm really bad at it, but sometimes I'm good, and I'm like, this game is great. Kind of
Yeah, that's been my experience. I'm really bad at these video games, so I just stay away from it.
Really bad.
Yeah, like embarrassingly, like where people that you're playing with are like, "Are you okay? Are you wearing glasses? Can you see?"
Well, it's good.
Yeah.
But I've gotten drunk a couple times this week, which is nice. Got drunk with the roommates and a couple people. We playing beer pong. Felt
Oh, nice.
alive.
There you go.
And
You still got your shot? You're still pretty good?
streaky, always streaky.
Yes. Good. Always good with the shit talking. You're a good shit talker, getting a guy's head.
Yeah, it was. You know what? I couldn't get in my zone really.
You're a big elbows guy, if I remember too.
Well, watch the elbows. I think that's something that.
Well, there's always that guy. Yeah, there's always that guy.
Self-accountability, you know.
Well, elbows, that doesn't count. So.
And then watch your elbow, and you know, scouting report. Like, did this dude will bounce on you?
Big time. Oh, those are always funny when you got a new partner and you're like, I could not be more serious here. This guy will bounce almost every time if you let him. So keep your hand.
Bounce on you.
Right, and then he bounces, and your guy doesn't get it, and you're looking at him like, what did I say about him bouncing?
I've told you this multiple times.
Yeah, stop talking to her. It's never going to happen. Start watching him.
Some rules came up. Bitches blow. Remember that one?
Oh God, yeah.
That occurred, and we were like, dude, we're not. Bitches don't blow right now. Also, 2020.
House rules, dude. House rules, dude.
House rules. And then that was kind of fun. And then I did.
Yeah, you can't do that. You're right. Now this day, you can't say bitches.
Bitches blow. You kidding me? Yeah, it's very.
Yeah, I get kicked out of a party. Yeah.
So you're calling her a bitch then? Is that what you're doing?
And you're like, no, I just meant that. Well, maybe.
Yeah. Well, how about you blow? Because you're a bitch, Jerry.
Fight.
And then we were playing. And then I was doing a power hour on Zoom, and I was drinking.
God.
Drank like 5 Trulies in an hour.
Power hour is intense for sure. You don't think the little sips are going to get to you, but after that hour, you're like, wow, it's a powerful drink. Yeah, I'm drunk.
So that was cool. But
well, that's good. No beer pong over here, but yeah, we've had some drinks for sure. Cooked the Luminati's deep dish pizza last night. Didn't cook it. You got one of those take and bakes.
But how long did that take you had to cook it for a little bit?
That's a 45-minute process, 100%.
How did it come out?
It's good. It was for like a frozen pizza. Damn good.
What's your deep dish take?
I like deep dish, but I don't want to do it. First of all, you can't do it all the time. You're going to gain. It's insane. Daily. What'd you have for lunch? Well, I'm going to have another deep dish pizza.
Yeah.
And see if I don't pass out in the lawn. I like deep dish though, but I just don't want to have it all the time.
This is good. Do you?
Luminati's not my favorite. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you should.
It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like and of course I prefer it at the store. We had shout out Snipes Tent. We went to, first of all, 3 years ago today. It was just on Facebook. 3 years ago today, we went to Chicago for your show in Chicago with Mike Enders and at what was the name of that spot? Chappelle. That's right. But I just saw a photo of us that weekend, and we went to Pequod's that same weekend. Hungover too. Hangover deep dish will get you.
I think really good. Think about it. I think Chappelle hosted that show, and now within a year, I'll be hoping to open for Chappelle.
You're licking his boots.
That is so funny how things.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He's got he's close friends with Joe Rogan. I think things have changed a little bit. He's on King and the Sting. Crushing life, but that's who actually me and him are crushing these 90s movies.
Yeah, I saw him on the FaceTime last night.
He hasn't seen, so I kind of am doing a first of all, that Chicago weekend was great. Also, that was a
100% fantastic weekend.
I think we
Very
had a late night with Parsons, me, you, and maybe D, and we were playing a
I
lot of
remember.
pop punk,
Oh yeah.
and we did. And I kind of my wheelhouse is I go brand new Midtown hot rod circuit,
High Road Circuit, yeah.
uh,
Midtown. Whoa, I didn't see Midtown coming.
and then I'll do Newfound Glory, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and then you do breeze past Blink-182, but that's really formative.
100%.
But that's kind of my stuff. You guys are a little deeper sometimes, especially Parsons. Parsons will bring one out that's like, you don't remember this? Like, no, I do
Is
not.
this the Drawing Board by Mest?
Oh, dude, I
Oh,
remember that.
Mest was great.
That might have been my introduction to pop punk
Mest.
outside of Blink-182. Yeah, like the deeper levels of it was Mess, because you had a CD.
Oh yeah.
Remember that compilation CD you had, and it had, you know what it also had on it? It had Nickelback, which is weird.
Yeah, early Nickelback probably.
Which the first Nickelback song is undeniably great song. What was it called?
You Remind Me.
You Remind Me. Good song. And then it had Mass Dashboard.
The Ataris, Alkaline Trio.
Alkaline Trio.
Yeah, they were good.
You know what's weird is trying to look at Alkaline Trio now. They have so many. They've kind of gone a different route, but their early stuff, I can't find their first album. I remember liking a couple songs, but I don't know what they were.
Yeah, dude, I saw them with Papa Roach one time.
We
Papa
saw
Roach
with Newfound Glory and Blink-182.
Oh, there we go. That was the Alkaline Trio opened that. I was at the same show.
Yeah, me, you, Sam Oxton.
No, I went with Megan Muller. Mistake, by the way.
I was there though.
Right? Yeah, you guys were there.
You probably.
Oh, you guys. I went.
Yeah. You had
right, separate. Yeah.
Yeah, I went separate.
That was a mistake.
And I think we smoked weed out of a Coke can the night before.
It was the first time you guys ever smoked weed.
First time I ever smoked weed.
Right.
Sam had done it. If you can believe it, at a Jewish summer camp.
No way. But oh yeah, I remember Blink came out with the word "fuck" on Fire. They dropped that. I remember thinking at whatever 15 or 16, that was the coolest thing I ever saw.
Yeah. Pop
long time ago. That was what an interesting time for music though, really, to think about it. All those bands were getting huge. Yeah.
Post 9/11 again, people dealt with it differently.
Everybody's
a lot
angry.
of angst.
Yep.
Heavy angst.
Emotion.
And you know what though? It's crazy that music has aged pretty well. It's actually good. It's weird listening to it in your 30s now. You're like, well, I'm not this angry. But
oh no, but you are. But you deal with it better.
For a songwriting perspective, though, like they're very like poppy, well-written, kind of fun songs still.
Oh yeah, I love
think it. A lot of that might be nostalgia, though. I don't know if you can introduce it maybe to somebody else and be like, "Do you remember this era of music?"
Right. We love it because we grew up right in the middle of it. Yeah, I don't know how it would do these days if it just came
like
back
a fresh,
around.
A fresh introduction. Because
I think it could.
Because when you freshly introduce somebody to like 80s pop, you're like, well, this is undeniably good. Genesis,
it's fun, yeah.
That era is very. It's an interesting time to have lived through and like felt those things and been like attached to those bands so much.
Also, there's just good advice in there too. What's the Newfound Glory like?
I still choose my friends over you.
No, well, that some girls are crazy. You got to watch out for the beautiful ones. You got to watch out for the younger ones, and they kind of break it down. You're like, oh, that is right.
Yeah,
they've been through it.
Jude Law and A Semester Abroad.
Oh God, great album.
But yeah, that because I think watching Babyface and Teddy Riley battle, you're like, oh, this is something I've actually been thinking a lot more about than I should. But 90s R&B might be like, of our lifetime, probably the greatest generation of music.
You are preaching to the choir.
Don't you think? Like that.
I loved it. Yeah.
Probably 89 to like maybe 96 or something like that. Like that songwriting. And you could go back further too. You could probably go 87, 86. But like the Teddy Riley, Babyface. There's some other songwriters that I'm not as familiar with, but like
Yeah, dude, best era. They were still thinking about. That's why we're a little different. Like in a, not like these millennial. Like we're not texting girls a WID. You know what I'm saying? Like it's because we're a little bit. We came from a generation that was a little more deeper when it came to talking to the opposite sex.
It is a good generation to dive back into because you're like, this is just good songwriting. The bridge mattered a lot. Whereas now people will make 2.5-minute songs and there's no bridge.
Right.
You would wait till 3 minutes into the song and be like, dude, you'd be like,
you have elevated this song.
You'd like introducing the song to somebody. You're like, you think this is good right now? Wait till the bridge. This thing is gonna fucking blow your.
Stop pointing fingers. The blame is on me.
Yeah, Wanye was the bridge man. And
building bridges.
Did you watch that Teddy Riley Babyface battle?
A little bit. I didn't watch the whole thing. No. Well, dude, hits. Same with all those, like all the battle things. You just forget some of these. You're like, damn, this guy made that.
Yeah.
The RZA versus DJ Premier.
That was really cool. There, but that 90s R&B era.
Untouchable.
Truly.
It's my favorite.
It's good. I do think R&B's made a little bit of a comeback recently. The last like 3 years, people are finally really embracing some R&B stuff, but it'll never be like it was.
Tory Lanez, all that stuff.
Tory Lanez, definitely. SZA and Sir, 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 last year put out one of the better R&B albums, and there's some good stuff. But either way, what you've been doing? Anything else? You just been maintaining?
Just chilling, man. Yeah, looking forward to, like I said, bike life. Seeing if I'm mechanically inclined enough to get this thing done.
Bike life would be good. I think I live by a pocket of Hasidic Jewish people, and I was just walking, and I saw two Jewish dudes on a bike, white button-up shirts,
full button-up
pants, and they're both biking by, and one screaming back to the other. He said, "This is how I relieve my stress." He said, "I'll do it more if you do it with me." And they're like screaming at each other, and the dude from the back's like, "You sound like my 10-year-old." And they just bike by. It's very funny to watch. But
I miss those interactions.
It was probably it's cool to just see people.
Oh yeah, miss it so much.
It's a highlight of my life, but or my week, I should say. But so hopefully I get more interactions like that. I'm going to try to seek out this pocket of Hasidic Jews that live by me.
Integrate yourself. Get in there. Yeah.
It's weird. I want to say what up, but I can't. It's like you can't even introduce yourself to new people right now.
Right. That's very strange for sure.
So bizarre. So I can't wait to introduce myself to new people again.
Me too.
But any closing thoughts? The end of April, you got May coming up. You excited about life moving forward?
It's gonna be May, yeah. I'm just maintaining, man. Like I said, I don't know. Nothing crazy to look forward to. Looking forward to this Jordan doc on Sunday.
Episodes 5 and 6. Hopefully baseball will continue to make some strides.
That'd be great.
You see they're separating it to 3 divisions they're trying to do maybe.
I didn't see that, but yeah, it makes sense.
It'd be 3, so you'd only play your division, and we would play against people in the Central. So it'd be like the AL and NL Central and the Braves.
Okay, let's go. Bring it on.
Yeah, so that would be – we would only play 10 teams. And honestly, I like our chances.
So do
I. So hopefully next week we'll bring more positive news. Seems like things are trending upward, but well, I will I'll talk to you soon. Good catching up, brother.
Always. Love you, brother. Peace.
I love you too. Peace up. A-Town down.